Now, Louise and Davis are officially retired now, but my guess is they're kind of busy. Now, I'm going to ask you a question that people ask us frequently in Migis. What do you do all winter?
There's a lot to do at camp. And luckily we have people here. Our son and Mark and Quincy are here in the winter. And they can supervise all the maintenance and roofs that need repair and physical things, plus registering our campers and going around and showing the pictures to our camp families and going to camp association meetings. A lot to do to get ready for the next summer, just as there is at Migis.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, did you and or your husband go to summer camp yourself, or you've always been here?
I've always been here. My
Yes.
grandparents started it, and so I grew up in camp.
Yeah.
Davis did go to summer camp as a child for a couple of years.
And somewhere, was he in Maine?
No, he was in Massachusetts, and he thought he wanted to be a teacher, which worked out well, because then we were at camp in the summer, and then gradually it became year-round as my parents retired.
That's fantastic.
Worked nicely.
You are a fourth generation place here now, right?
Right, I'm third generation, and our kids are fourth.
Yeah.
And their children who go to camp are fifth generation.
Ooh, so there's some campers here in the... Wow, that's great. Because Jed, of course, is the third generation Porta there at Migis. So it's... And we've been asked more and more lately about multi-generational family vacations. So it's really... I don't know, there's something comforting and gratifying in knowing about and hearing about and experiencing a long-term business like yourselves or ours.
We have lots of children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. A lot of them have been to Migis also.
One thing we're very aware of at Migis and we're very appreciative of is what can be a depth of feeling that people have about coming back to the same place and not having it change too much, and their memories and what it was like last year and the year before. And I can imagine that it is even more so for children who've gone to camp, and because sometimes your family will move or there's been big changes through your year, but camp is essentially the same. I'm sure it's always improving in some ways, but that continuity and meeting expectations and reliability must be so precious to these girls.
It is. They may not talk about it as much when they're here, but they come back and they're so delighted to see the same cabin they lived in and the memories and the people they're still in touch with. And we really haven't changed much. Our cabins still have no electricity and no plumbing in the cabins. They have to walk to it. So it is very much the same. And it brings back a happy time for them.
Sure.
When home life may or may not have been all that happy, then that could be even more important too. The same people, the same place, year after year. Which is the same at Migis. Very much the same.
So what is bedtime? If there's let me see, the longest day is June 21st, so the days get a little shorter.
The younger girls have taps at 8:30. And the older girls at 9. You know, they may read a little while with a flashlight, but they're ready to go to bed by then.
Yeah, I bet they have some full days.
The counselors are ready too.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are.
You mentioned that the camp, it was national camps when my grandmother bought it. And she and her husband lived in New York City. And when they wanted to get away from the city, they'd go to their boat on the Hudson River. And they called their boat the Migis, because that was how they could steal away and rest, by going to their boat on the Hudson River.
Oh.
So Migis Lodge was named after their boat.
So, you think you get away from New York, but it's always back to New York. That's very interesting.
And now each of our boats that leads the tow, each of our big boats in succession have been called the Migis also.
Oh, interesting.
The Migis. The Migis. Migis Lodge.
Well, it's funny because people sometimes refer to it as the Migis. Oh, how long have you worked at the Migis?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Or the Migis, or the
yes.
Migis, or
Yes.
however that happens.
As hard to pronounce as Wohelo.
Wohelo, or Sebago,
Sebago.
which I was trying to make Sebago or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Now, how much, I don't know how much you know about, I know, 1916, Migis Lodge was born as national camps. Mm-hmm. And this is your grandmother? Do I have the names right of the...
It was national camps, which was fishing camp, as I understand it. Mm-hmm. And then my grandmother, because by then my grandfather had died, bought it in 1923.
Oh, you pulled something out. Fantastic. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
And at that time, she was running the girls' camps. She got my father to run Camp Tamanis, which was in Raymond.
Yeah.
And her one other daughter ran Migis Lodge, Frances. And so that was sort of perhaps a way to keep the family occupied in different spots.
Yeah.
There were a couple of other sisters who were doing other things at the time.
Oh, that's fantastic. I've never seen this story before. Now,
you're
you've
welcome.
already... Thank you very much. I will enjoy that. You have already passed your 100th year here at camp.
Right.
Is that right? Yeah, that was...
Well, we say we started in 1907, and it was around then. They came up here and brought family to come to camp. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. It was incorporated in 1909, I think.
Yeah, if we had all known that people would ask this question for 100 years, we would have been very particular about these things. Huh?
Exactly. Exactly.
And somebody asked me recently how long the boat parade on the 4th of July.
Prue Ryan asked that.
All right. Yeah.
Too, also. And I don't know a specific date, but I sent her a picture of 1923 of the boat parade, and I'm sure it was before then.
Yeah, yeah.
We have pictures of it in our history.
I want to thank Louise for her time and for her stories about Camp Wohelo and our wonderful long relationship between Camp Wohelo and Migis Lodge. I look forward to returning on a sunny day and to seeing many more July 4th boat tows from Migis looking across to camp. Thank you, Louise.